Hello, welcome to Return to Self. My name's Alana, and if we haven't met before, then it's lovely to meet you. Now, today we're going to be looking at frequency shifts, the discomfort of spiritual metamorphosis, the sticky in between, and how souls transmute density on the earth plane. No one really warns you that the spiritual awakening can feel pretty heavy, confusing, lonely, like you've outgrown your old skin, but haven't quite grown into a new one yet either. Spiritual metamorphosis isn't a glow up, it's a dissolving, a dissolution of anything that's uncomfortable by nature. In part one, we're going to be looking at the threshold of spiritual transformation. This is where people either judge themselves or finally understand what's actually happening to them. There's a moment in any spiritual transformation where nothing is wrong, and yet everything feels wrong all at once. It's like everything is falling apart. Now, this is the part that people don't and can't always name. It's the part that doesn't look very enlightened. It's the part where your old ways of being quietly stop working for you. Why awakening often begins as collapse. Spiritual metamorphosis doesn't start by adding light. It starts by removing what was built around survival. Much of who we become early in life is actually an adaptive response to our environment. Personas that keep us safe, roles that earn love or approval, beliefs that create predictability for us, and strategies that help us survive. Awakening destabilizes all of these structures, not because they're bad per se, but because they just no longer resonate with who we are. When truth arrives, unfortunately, the scaffolding must come down. And this is why people experience loss of motivation, sudden grief, identity confusion, a sense of I don't know who I am anymore. This doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It means that your higher self is helping to reorganize your psyche. The nervous system doesn't distinguish between a threat and the loss of identity, even if that identity feels painful. When old coping strategies start to dissolve, hyperfunctioning, people-pleasing, over-spiritualizing, control or perfection, the body can start to experience anxiety without a story, fatigue, emotional flattening, existential death. Your system is asking, who am I without all of the armor and all of the masks? This phase can feel like danger, even when it's actually soul liberation, the death of the spiritual self. One of the most disorientating collapses is the spiritual identity itself. Ideas like, I should be more evolved, I shouldn't feel this heavy, awakening should feel peaceful. These identities start to fracture during the metamorphosis process. Why? Because true embodiment requires brutal honesty, not performance. Spiritual collapse often includes disillusionment with teachers or paths, losing resonance with old belief systems, feeling disconnected from practices that once worked but no longer do, and physically losing things and people who no longer resonate. For example, a job that you used to love, or maybe even a relationship. This isn't losing spirituality, it's about shedding what no longer serves you as a soul. Why you can't go back? One of the cruelest parts of collapse is actually realizing that you can't return to your old self, and you can't rush the new self either. Once awareness expands, contraction becomes painful. Trying to go back often creates depression, self-betrayal, somatic symptoms, and it also keeps you stuck in old timelines that you probably don't want to repeat. There's no reverse gear in awakening, only forwards movement and integration. Resistance will inevitably result in greater collapse, in addition to heightened stress and anxiety. What this phase is asking of you, not clarity, not certainty, not transcendence. It's asking you to rest without needing to justify the need to rest. It's asking you for presence without answers, self-trust without evidence, and kindness without productivity. This phase is about staying with sensation, with confusion, and with tenderness. This can be particularly hard for those of us who tend to be highly intellectual, as we need things to make sense in order to feel safe. Gentle anchors during collapse that might help support you. Support doesn't look like fixing, it looks like containment. Helpful anchors might be things like slowing the pace of your life down, reducing stimulation in your life, gentle grounding, focusing on your feet, your breath, touch, and those sorts of things. Practicing those things that help you to regulate your nervous system. So that could be daily journaling, meditation, yoga, breathing exercises, and things like that. Reassure yourself using simple language. Something old is ending. I don't need to know what's next. This is allowed to take time, and I am in the process of transition. If your life feels like it's falling apart, ask gently, what's actually falling away? Metamorphous begins when the old form can no longer contain the truth of who you are becoming. You are not lost. You are between different versions of yourself. In the next episode, we'll explore the phase that follows collapse, the sticky, disorientating in-between where identity dissolves and nothing has fully formed. Thanks for tuning in today. If you have any thoughts, comments, or ideas, please leave comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you found this useful. Other than that, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. See ya.